Rockin 101 Miller Auto Plaza free ride, ladies and gentlemen. As promised, one of the most important pieces of Great White, most important in their sound, guitar player Mark Kendall. How are you doing today?
Hi, Izzy. How you doing, man?
Dude, I'm doing great. Last time I saw you, we were on a boat.
Yeah, that was pretty eventful, the cruise. I've actually never even been on a cruise. I've done like the Bahamas vacations and whatnot, but never like been out on the ship, especially not sailing along with my band.
Being there as a fan, I mean, we were kind of working too at the station, but being there as a fan, it's got to be a completely different experience than actually being one of the musicians on there. How was it dealing with the crowds and dealing with the people when you were just out hanging about?
Wonderful, actually. We're all kind of put together, and I really like that. We got a lot of stories from fans, and we made ourselves totally ready, available. I mean, we were just hanging out, just like everybody. I mean, we were on like boats, like when we played on that island, that Coco Cay or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we rode over with like 200 fans at a time. It was awesome. It was really fun. All the fans treated the bands with respect, and the same the other way around. It was just fun. It was totally eventful. So fun to see all the the bands, because some guys you haven't seen for years,
Right.
that you toured with or whatever, and so that was really neat, and just the production wise, everybody, it was just run so smoothly, and couldn't have went better.
I was kind of disappointed, though, because I was at the Coco Cay one, the one on the beach, and I was waiting for Wasted Rock Ranger, and it just did not happen.
Okay, well, we've been playing that lately, actually. We just did a acoustic show in Denver, and we broke that one out, and we also played it somewhere else, so it's starting to float back in.
Well, I'm going to take credit for that, because I was bugging Lardy about it. I interviewed him a couple times before the boat. He's like, that would be a perfect place to do it.
For you.
All right, I'm taking credit for that. Now, something that came out of the cruise was the video for Shotgun Willie. Did you guys go into that thinking about that, or did that just kind of like happen after the cruise?
We talked about it a little bit, but didn't really know if it was going to happen or not. And when we started speaking to a couple of the guys that were doing the filming, we asked them about it, and they said, well, yeah, we're going to run the cameras and, whatever. And we got some of the footage, and we're going, well, this isn't really enough,
Uh-huh.
So then we go, hey, this is a good idea. Let's get all the fans and their footage, and it'll be like, totally including the fans in the video, and it'll be really fun. We'll just make it a fun, like, the cruise, the best of the cruise shot, and it was awesome. And the fans really got involved and submitted all their videos, and we just, we tried to use all the ones we could and just kind of mixed it all together and edited it together, and the feedback's been amazing. People are like, hey, I'm 32 seconds in, and So it really, when you watch the video, you can really see the spirit and feel the spirit of the cruise, and everybody just rocking, and it was just, it was just mayhem, and and the bands, we all hung out together. I mean, we had like Manichetti on stage, and the guy from Puff, Polly, and we brought Linda Fisher on stage with us from the Station Fire. Just a lot of friends, everybody hanging out, no big head trips.
Right.
Just everybody just rooting for everybody, and just to have a good time.
So you guys are going to be back up in the area here, too, playing up in Brainerd with Night Ranger and REO Speedwagon.
That's amazing. That's amazing. REO.
I know.
We've actually played with them one other time in Arizona, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, or it might have been 5 years ago. We played with, it was REO, and War was on the bill.
Okay.
Oh, right there.
War, yeah.
And Eddie Money. So it's very, a very trippy bill, but it was so neat to play with those bands. And we've already played with Night Ranger this year, and they're always great to play with, man.
Yeah, and it doesn't exactly suck watching Joel and Mr. Gillis play guitar.
Oh, man. Brad's he's the master. I mean, and his new guitar player is just a really good guy and really talented, super guy. And we love Night Ranger. We have a long history with Jack Blades producing one of our records, and Michael was actually in the band for a few years and stuff. So a lot of history with them, and Jack Blades, he can write songs.
Then also this Sunday, my Memorial Day weekend show for my cover show. I have a show; it's all cover songs, and for Memorial Day, I like to honor musicians who have left us. And you had the great chance to work with Jani Lane. If you could talk about your time with Jani.
Yeah. Terry was filling in. We had a lot of singers filling, or not a lot of singers. We had 3 singers that filled in. Terry did the most of the shows, but we had Jani Lane come out and do maybe, I'm going to say around 10 shows. And I got to know him very, very well. He was completely professional. He always showed up on time, and he was prepared. He knew those songs backwards and forwards. He really worked hard, and he delivered, and he did a wonderful job. And I got really involved because I work with people in recovery on a daily basis. I have my own support team. I got like 48 people. I'm involved with Music Cares. Just about to do this big benefit with Slash and Duff and a lot of musicians to do with recovery and stuff. But anyways, I worked really close with him, and we were speaking daily. I sent him daily prayers. We talked a lot about sobriety. He was doing so well, and I was just supporting, and I go, man, you look so good. I remember sitting with him. We were sitting outside of an airport, and it was maybe 10 in the morning. It was just a really sweet-looking day already, and he just looked amazing. He's sitting next to his wife, and I go, look at this. I go, your fans are saying they've never heard you sound better. The sun is shining, and you look amazing. I mean, what's wrong with this?
Right.
And he goes, nothing. He goes, nothing. And we've spoke a lot about sobriety and stuff, and he goes, people don't realize, he goes, I want to be sober more than anything, and he goes, when I'm busy and I'm on the road, I can do it, especially when I put my mind to it and I'm really working on myself. He goes, where I have the hardest time is when everything stops. Like when he gets home and things stop, that's when the lights go off in his head and he can't control the demons. Mm-hmm. And I go, well, let's just stay in touch every day. And we were talking a lot on the phone, and then he dealt himself the fatal blow, and that's really. I wanted to go to his memorial. I could not wait to get up there and speak and talk to people and tell them that, just so, even though his family knows that he loves them, I wanted to speak for him and tell him that he loved them.
Right.
And, and that he wanted to be a sober man. I mean, this wasn't like, he didn't do this out of spite. He wanted to be a sober man, but the demons won. And it's really unfortunate.
Do you remember the last time you talked to him?
Yeah, like a week before he died. And he was fine. He sounded great. I mean, I spoke to him a lot, and we emailed each other back and forth. He'd get the daily prayers, and when one really hit him good, he like really hit home or whatever, he'd always email me back. He goes, yeah, this is what I needed to hear today or whatever. You know what I mean? So he was working a program, but he just, let his guard down for a minute. And unfortunately, there's different level alcoholics, ones that they kind of, they'll slip and they'll go, oh, damn, and they get mad or something, He kind of drank until like he hit his head on a bathtub or, he's kind of a blackout style drinker.
Right. Well, as a fan, as somebody who didn't, know Jani, and obviously, everybody listening too, it's nice to hear, this kind of stuff, instead of just, what you hear in the media. You don't hear, the backstory and, how hard he really was working. It's really great to hear that.
He really was. And the dude, you got to understand that we're not talking about just some random singer. I mean, this guy had so much talent, it was like absolutely silly. I mean, when he got his record deal, they said they only want him. They don't want his band.
Oh, wow.
He made that happen. He made the band thing happen. And it came with a few things, but whatever. He was a really good guy, man. And addiction is just ugly, and some don't make it, and it's really it really frustrates me.
And especially being in your line of business where you know so many people who have dealt with it. And I was lucky enough to have seen one of the shows with you guys and him when you guys played in Medina. And it was actually that one weird show where Warrant was actually opening up for you guys.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, because you're in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I remember that. And they were playing, they played a Warrant and stuff. Yeah, that was a bit strange. I think that was a little uncomfortable,
but Jani sounded absolutely amazing. I do remember it was like, wow, I knew he could sing, but Jack is kind of, has got his own little thing, and he's not easy to replicate, and Jani did a great job on it. And actually Terry does a great job on that too. That's what really shocked me about when I saw you guys on the boat, is how well and how different it is, from the record Elation, his original stuff with you guys as compared to him doing Jack stuff, and how much he sounds like Jack doing the Jack stuff, but it's totally different on the Elation.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. He's got to be, up in his late 40s, and the power he generates in his range and everything, it's like you can tell the guy takes care of himself. I mean, usually people will lose their range when they get up in age, but he seems to really take care of himself. Yeah, he's definitely not a sound alike. That's not really what we're going for.
Right.
But with Jani, he more or less did it verbatim or whatever. Terry kind of adds his own little twist to it, but he definitely covers what you need to hear in the song.
Right, absolutely. Well, Mark, thank you so much for taking some time out to talk to us today. The record is called Elation, and they can get it. Tell us where we can get it.
It's we don't have record stores anymore to speak of, really. They have, I guess, Best Buy and Walmart and that type of stuff. But online, just all the regular, like Amazon.com or iTunes. You can go to our website, GreatWhiteRocks.com, and that has all the links to where you can get it and stuff.